Hello, hello, this is Jake Light, Gaming Lawyer Service. We're once again back with Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Trials and Tribulation. Continuing, we'll be continuing the final episode, first trial, and we're gonna see how it's gonna be like. I totally haven't forgotten everything about the case, right? Maybe. But also, just in case, I'm opening up the walkthrough. Okay. Yes. Hello, Naomi. Hello, hello. But yes, it's been a while. But I should be fine. So without further ado, let's start with the first part of the trial, which is going to be not the end of it, as always. How the Phoenix Wright legal system is always it sucks. Nothing gets done, even though it's supposed to be a really fast court system that solves cases immediately or settle cases immediately. Nope. If you do that, you miss a lot of things, you mess up a lot of stuff, evidence, witnesses, and all. You know, not gonna be the one to talk about that. But in any case, without further ado, let's go jump right in. Okay. Also, I'm experimenting with the what do you call facial expression of the VC face. Oh no. The transitions between the expressions might be weird, but I at least calibrated angry, and then sad, and then surprise. It's gonna be weird. My face might have like turn into an expression unintentionally. Just ignore that if it happens. Yeah, it happens like that. But anyways, it should be fine. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. It's Iris. How do I do her voice again? Oh no. Oh my. Mr. Loris feels that way about me. Oh no, Edgeworth. We're playing Edgeworth. I totally forgot about that. Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. There's no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Worry not. In any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I would drag it out of him. Does that mean Mr. Loris is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Alice Dunim, correct? That is correct. It wasn't me. Very well then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? You're a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed? Yeah, it's a problem. It's all kinds of problem. Don't worry. I've made the necessary arrangements. I see. Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. Defense attorney's job is to believe in people. To believe until the bitter end. Not really, but okay. Only in Ace Attorney land. That's what my friend told me once. Mr. Edgeworth. I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Oh, seems straightforward. Might be a short trial, might be a long one. But who knows? We'll see. Oh no, it's that judge! Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defendant does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It seems this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant. I don't think it works like that.
Objection!
Franziska! She is back. Oh no, how do I do her voice again? Brussels. Prosecution stands ready. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting protege. Oh no. I did like a weird German accent. I totally forgot what it was like. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you will be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. Legends are a thing of the past. I'm a von Karma, that is all. Upon special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? And it must be quite a big shot, eh? Either way, Mr. Ashworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, by just imagining things. Hey Diane, welcome. Congratulations on being first. You look very much like a prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss von Karma, do you have anything to say? There's no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't? I'm sure. What's that about? I told you, there's no such weakling. What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. You work from home today, works out in some hours. How are you? Ooh. Nice. I guess, yeah, you get, I didn't know you could work from home with your job. Nice either ways. How are you? I'm good. A little bit sniffy. I don't know why. But I should be good. I'm good. Bailiff, remove that whip.
Hold it!
I've no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. There is still only one truth. It's what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. It is laying faces, go to a school for that, but the school is close to a far-right political party. Learning phrases? You have this learning faces? I don't understand. I see you brought your flair of the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss von Karma. Please give an outline of this case, with as little whipping as possible. The The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Alice Dunning. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene.
Okay. Wait, is that new? Oh no, I missed. I pressed tab. I pressed spacebar. She got backstabbed. Okay. Anything suspicious about the backstab? The sword is... It looks like... It's still attached to the statue. Except, no, not sus. After all, there is witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand.
So it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney. Never say never, or never say last. Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Hold on here. I'm not sure about being sure. Not sure. If I care for this at all. Witness, please stand up and nice and straight.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness. I reached 250,000 points. Wow! What have you been doing, Daya? You have been looking around?
Hey, Liv, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me, well, I'm the herdsman of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. I think that's how I voiced her, right? My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet you, everyone.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Ah!
The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once.
You want me to leave?
No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Inyon, welcome.
Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh?
For the Canadian judge. That night, I was helping an acolyte with a training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
So, it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple?
Yes, you can say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. It sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. You're not about to fall at the first hurdle, now are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
Okay, I have no idea. It all seems legit. Sounds legit, right? What were you doing? Who's that acolyte? What is this inner temple? Hey Zen, welcome. Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. A small temple across Daisuke Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It's all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising.
Like a tutor, watching to make sure sports child studies. Tutor with a whip, in your case. If that is the case, why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? What do you mean violently? Oh yeah, violently?
That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. You can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training.
On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen, I almost fainted once and twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off.
Okay, nothing sus, I guess, with that statement. About this. Iris to help. But I'll press this. I have nothing really to contradict, right? I don't think so. You left Iris to help. With what?
What do you think? The acolyte's training, of course. It's just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper.
Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple?
Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolyte so they don't pass away.
Pass away? Do you mean pass out? Not pass away, right? Just to confirm this point again, that night. You met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct?
Yes. She's a gender honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions.
I see. Nothing sus, okay. That's no bad. It's okay. Maybe I'll question this as well. It means at least passing away is in the wrong time, I guess. I don't know. Did they ever mention that you will actually die though, if with the training? I guess it's dangerous, yeah. So you return to the Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath.
My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world, after all.
How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking?
My. What a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind.
What?
I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? This is why you have to watch the young ones.
What are you going on about? I was... Ugh!
Pathetic Miles Edgeworth.
The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench?
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand, so...
I know how Phoenix feels. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, please elaborate on your last statement. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct?
I go from my room to the main hall. You have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard.
That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. So, indeed, only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, and can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Oh, okay. I was helping an air client with training. I think I have a testimony, right, or something. Yeah. So I was to help. This might be the statement. This might be the evidence to contradict this one. I'm gonna check. Okay. Yes, it is. Objection! Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on your powers of observation and memory, after all. Well. Don't worry, I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, and Honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No, she said that? A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. Well, you can also say the witness is lying. Unless there's a, substantiating proof, evidence. That is completely illogical. Murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. That is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means I must call your memory into question. Dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. And please add your comments about... Oh no, Canadian. And please add your comments about Iris to the testimony. Is that how you do Iris? That Canadian accent now? About Iris to the testimony. Let us return to the cross-examination. Okay, then. It's the training. At night, I was helping an acolyte with training in the in-temple. But I came to the internet. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. I'm gonna press this. Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Yeah. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Okay, so... I think this is the proof. Because she wasn't wearing a hood that time. She gave the hood to Phoenix, right? So it should be this one. Yes. Objection! Witness, let's get one thing straight. Defendant who you claim to have met. She was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course. It is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day, now isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. Before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness has seen the defendant as she claims, And the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Well.
It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Well, the prosecutor can do it as well. Oh, wow!
Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh?
Each nun is only given one hood. It should be the only hood that Iris owned.
This is quite strange. Wah!
If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. Seeds of doubt. Witness, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. It sounds a little sus. Contradictory stimulation.
Why do you have to say it like that? Well, I'm saying it like that, but why do you have to word it like that?
No, what? That's kind of sus.
I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. As I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, Mr. Gillis, with that sword of all things. Mr. Gillis was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. Stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. Okay. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? I don't know. Is that a German thing? I don't think so, right? Dyer? Finish bath. Thought I should return. So I was walking back. Noise from the court. I got the court and took a look, and maybe I'll question this. You say you heard a noise.
Thump, just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump, just like that.
Then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground?
I never thought of that.
Okay.
The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of sound, I look over at the courtyard and Iris was...
Okay, yeah. With that sort of all things. Press this. This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in his claims.
Hey, just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you that right to...
The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw as clearly as you can.
Well, you're such a handsome young man, so I forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her.
We gotta get food. Yes, go get food. Food important.
Something that has been bugging me all this time.
Please, don't keep us in suspense.
A hood.
A hood. You want norms as well? Go get food as well.
That's right, it's coming back to me. Iris, she was wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, you'd given that hood away to someone, right?
Ha! You've dug your own grave, Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important?
It's important, yeah. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony. Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need only to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip.
Witness, add that statement to your testimony.
No problem.
Didn't have a hood on. Should I continue pressing this? Was there some sort of a clue to contradiction on this? Photo. I don't know. Maybe it is important, maybe it's not. But let's press first. You're sure about that?
Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. I don't mean because we're poor, you understand? It's our style. Yes, that's it.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Anyway, she looked different from normal, so that really stuck out.
Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip. At least then it might bite you and not someone else.
Irish didn't have a hood on, I'm sure of it.
Very well. Now please tell us about the victim, eh?
What would be the thing? Mr. Alice was staying in a corner room which faces outside the courtyard. I'm gonna look at the map here. Unfortunately, we can't really see anything in the map. There's no more detailed map of it, I guess. Push out of the window. Now that you mention it, I still have a hood on. I feel like I need to press more stuff. Let me see. Could be just that. Apparently that is a red herring. Yeah, that's a red herring. Damn it. Okay. That's strange. The important part is this one, apparently. Third after she was pushed out of her window. I'm gonna look into the autopsy report. Caused loss of blood from stab in back. Body fell 10 feet after death. After death. So it's stabbed, then thrown out. Okay. So that's why it was contradictory. Alright, I'll admit, I should have read that. But also, yeah, that was a red herring extra statement. Welcome back, Zen. Impressive logic. That's what I like to say anyway.
Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter.
However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? Oh no, Miles Edgeworth's skill, ultimate skill something. Updated autopsy report. The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ah!
That's right. Says after death right here.
The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Ah!
Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, the victim must have been killed in her room. Wouldn't you agree?
That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of a window down into the courtyard below. Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Dunham's room? She was stabbed with a sword that would have left a bloodstain. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, is there any blood? Ah!
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
A whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard.
Oh no. Damn. You could jail her for that, Judge. You can do that, you know. You have the power.
However, there was no blood in the room. And,
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure Your Honor is well aware. When a stab wound produces the most blood.
And it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. Indeed, with the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound.
That's true. With weapon in the body, there won't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions. Except, you know, maybe the witness did say she saw her stabbing, you know.
Order, order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
Expect no less from Franziska Von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate.
Okay. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please give your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here. With the whip? Oh boy. Alright, alright. How can you give massages with the whip? Instead, it would I probably imagine it would look like you're torturing someone instead. When I look across at that scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Alice. Never seen so much blood before. It's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? My awoke Mystic Annie. Mystic Ami was stabbing Mystic Alice through the back. So there was no one stabbing. It was the statue. She mistook the statue for...
Oh, if only we can see an actual picture of the statue. Don't, right?
This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
On karmas strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. Should you know that, Miles Edgeworth? You should know that. Sorry. Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Further details. Alright. Solve was already in place. Thinking about it, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Miles. I've seen so much blood. As a matter of fact, you can't blame me, right? When I woke up, stabbing Mystic Eyelids through the back. I feel like the last statement is important. I'll press it. By Mystic Army, you're referring to the golden statue, correct? Just stabbing someone with a Shishito, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. Don't then make Mystic Army hold a blade. Truly, a heinous, a despicable crime. It is easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, it's something that cannot be done so easily. Whatever it is, I'm sure it's sadly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem? Exactly why would a killer sabotage this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that?
No, I don't think I can.
There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts. That's true, so true. Early spring, more example, I often find myself... There isn't always. The phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Shishito from the army statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? I can expose the flaws in this testimony, and then I will begin to find the truth. Yeah, so... it was already in place. At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all this, of course. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I saw any blood. Not then. I'm sure you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound. In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the incident in which the victim was stabbed? No, she didn't.
Hold it!
Think carefully, this is very important. It's Irish we are talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I look over, the salt was already in Mystic Alice's body. Might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory. The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth. So much blood. And she says she's seen so much blood before. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right. Some of it had splattered onto the iris too. When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room. The blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner. What? Clothes were blood-flecked as well?
That seems quite conclusive to me.
Sure I do. Press this point further. Press further. This is new to me. Going back to your previous statement, you say that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding. Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw.
Oh, what did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed. I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
pulling the sword out.
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling, it's more like it came out.
Witness, you will add a statement to your testimony.
Oh, is that important?
More important than you can imagine.
But that is contradictory with this photo. Right? It's still stabbed. And it's put on that corpse, right? I don't know. Unless... let's see. And murder weapon... it's the victim's blood and the suspect's fingerprints on it. Okay, no, I don't think it's that one. I think it's this one. Like, yeah, if you say it was pulled out, then what was like put it? Why did she put it back in? Just for fun. Apparently it's not this one though. It's this. There's a victim blood on it and suspect's fingerprints on it. Why present this though? I don't understand. This it's apparently this evidence to use. Sister Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least I like to think so. There are too many contradictions here. What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I forgive you. Okay. Yes. Good looks will get you all places, apparently. Even like implying someone's lying. What contradictions are you talking about? The scene that the witness claims to have seen. The weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. Yeah, it wouldn't be smoothly, right? Because, you know, it's not a... But then, I don't know. It could... when you stab inside, there's already a hole in the body, right? So it shouldn't be too hard to pull it out. I don't know. I'm not a what do you call forensic expert, so I wouldn't know. Obtain, nice. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
What do you mean? Please take it now.
Explain yourself.
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Well, that's one thing.
Oh, sorry. Doesn't appear. What meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I so choose.
The objection stands.
I have no bread, so jalapeno chili cheese nuggets. Jalapeno chili cheese nuggets? That sounds nice, but doesn't seem appropriate. You should go get something more appropriate. Liar.
I wept a little back there, I must admit.
That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
Yeah, so also, it wouldn't really, stop a wound from bleeding because it's not jagged and everything. Let me go get to sis. Can't wait up to work. All right.
That's. We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in the body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when a weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding. That's nothing more than a conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the Shichishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss. Okay, are you an expert? You're not the expert, so, you know, you probably can't claim that. Only an expert can claim that. I'm not finished. There's still one more. Conclusive contradiction. Yeah, they probably need to, instead, the prosecution needs to get an expert witness to stand in court rather than, you know, have this eyewitness, just a normal witness, talk about whether, you know, blood will spill or not, anything. But yeah, anyways, not really important. There is still one more contradictory evidence.
You still got more?
This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it? How big is this sword, though? I mean, it's pretty big, right? Then again, yeah. At that tip, probably won't pass through her body. If this witness is telling the truth, there should be blood along the entire length of the sword. No!
Order!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth, raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that.
What does this all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but
having come this far, there can only be one answer. That is, the weapon used to kill the victim. It's not the Shichishito.
What?
A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy, foolish fool. Examine this again. What was it that made us think the sword was the murder weapon? Well, it's because Mystic Army was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that it's the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. It's what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shichishito was the murder weapon. They even fooled the forensic expert, apparently. Order! So, maybe the Shichishito was not a murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question?
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found. That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually. What is it, sister? I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was just over there.
What exactly are you going on about here?
The murder weapon, I mean. I might know where the sword was disposed of. You what? Well then, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister. Impossible. else? What else could this old woman have seen?
She doesn't really look old though, you know.
I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that to be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated snowmobile had been used.
Snowmobile?
It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusty Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all.
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know?
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photograph.
Only a photograph.
A snowmobile. Hey, I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory. But a game theory.
Okay.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge.
Uh-huh.
That solves your pesky little problem, yes. The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it a perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon. Did you really go to the river to dispose of a murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Okay. So many testimonies just from this witness. After asking that it be reported, I went out of the main gate. I saw tracks indicate that snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Ridge, but less than 5 using one of those. They threw the weapon into the refrigerator and came back when I was knocked out. Was there something else about time though? Between 10 and 11, rang lights out at 10 p.m. Then in her room until the murder was discovered. I don't think that's important. Cult magazine featuring Hazakura Temple, nothing. Regional weather report for the night of the crime. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. There's a lot of stuff regarding time, but tonight at 10 at Heavenly Hall, make sure you come unless you want the execute to be exposed. Nothing like that. We see before lights out. I am very clueless about this one. 15 minutes. I'm gonna press this. I'm not sure. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking.
There's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain?
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as I can be. I'd fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch.
Crunch.
Okay.
I haven't been able to find the courage to write anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
Yeah, I guess that wasn't really important. It's been used. I mean, it can be used not later, right? I don't know. If I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited.
That's it. That's the only one we have. You'll run no matter how much snow falls.
Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived.
Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
So, she had already gone, discarded the murder weapon, and returned by that time. sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? Let's further. Doesn't hurt. I need answers to every possible doubt. That snowmobile in question. It's still warm at that time.
Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean? What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth? I'm playing to slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, it means it was recently used.
Ah, I see. I never thought of that.
That's right. I've overlooked that too.
Of course you did. And answer the question, please, witness.
I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
No.
Yes, for some reason, only a snowball wasn't covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it. Curses.
Seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile?
Yeah, that was a red herring, probably as well. After asking it for the main gate, I'm gonna press this as well.
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right. The one who trampled me.
Seems she is the type to hold a grudge.
There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Phoenix Wright. He didn't even have his cell phone on him. I've forgotten it at home, apparently. What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in my hand too.
Anyway, I was really scared. It was taking him a while to get back. I thought I'd go by the main gate for a spell. And there.
Okay, apparently that's not really important. If there wasn't any snow, oops, sorry. I need to skip this. Stop here. There was no snow, yes, but the thing that I feel like is important is the tracks. Is that the track seems like it's not going away from the snowmobile is not being used to go away from the main dojo, main temple, right? If it was used to go away from the main temple, then it should look different. The track should look different. I don't know. This picture was the other thing I'm also like wondering is maybe that's not the thing. The other thing I'm wondering is footprints. There are footprints, one set of footprints. The footprints is covered by the snowmobile's tracks, and the only person that has told us that they don't use the snowmobile is Bikini. Bikini went inside temple first, right? And only afterwards, whoever used the snowmobile went second later. Maybe they threw the weapon into Springville River and came back while it was knocked out. Yeah, so if she used another third thing would be if she used the snowmobile back and forth, there should be two tracks. Right? Two sets of tracks, but there's only one set of tracks.
Objection!
I'd admit this photograph proves something. It proves that a snowmobile was used on the night of murder. You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth. However, if what the witness says is true, why is there only one set of tracks? What do you mean? Iris left the Hazakura temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back.
You're right.
You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction, now doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow.
That could be a possibility, but also not quite.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in your theory? This idea the snowfall covered one set of tracks. There's this contradiction. The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible. Would you care to explain? Why, there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction. No need. Evidence will do all of the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claimed Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by snow.
I would say it's the picture again. It's either the picture or the weather data. Snow with occasional lightning strikes. Snow 7 to approximately 10:50 p.m. Yeah, so not the picture, this one. I think it's this one, the weather data. The weather data! Yeah, apparently. Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Like you're saying, it was around 11.
Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder.
Weather report?
Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m. Look at this. Look at this photograph. Right? I mean, I wanted to use the photograph because if tracks were being covered during one time, shouldn't be covering like tracks, those footprint tracks as well, because the snowmobile track seems like I don't know. Seems like it's going towards main temple, but there's also footprints. I have no idea those footprints are going or going in or going outside of the temple. But it should, if there was snow, there should be erased as well, right? But I guess it's a bit convoluted, a bit too far-fetched to talk about that. We have an actual weather data instead, you know. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up. Okay, sorry. So yeah, so if we're talking about snow should be covering
the entirety of the time when the crime was committed. And only afterwards, snow stopped. So whatever happened afterwards, there should be tracks and everything.
Order! Order! Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Oh! Wah!
It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the vetter of all things. Answer me this then. When is a vetter report ever correct?
Ah, no. You've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Yeah.
Forecast, data, all vetter reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
It's true. You cannot be totally sure, eh?
What? How did you pull that off? Also, again, probably something she can't really say unless she's an expert.
It had stopped snowing at Hasakura Temple when this murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this.
I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Very well. I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony. Ha! You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? Well, look at his photograph.
There's no snow on her. Ultimately, it all comes down to one point, that being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed. That's right, but proving that is incredibly easy. If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow. It's just one exception. And that is the victim herself, Miss Alice Dunim. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon. In this photograph, there should be two sets of tracks. Yeah, there should be two sets of tracks.
Order!
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth? To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but it's simply what all of the facts point to. At night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusky Bridge. That time was still snowing. Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow. Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean at night Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this some point some more,
when I get a chance.
Wow, there's more?
This is a really long investigation. I've been talking a lot. Sorry, not investigation. Long trial.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on her Hazakura. On the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot.
That sounds right.
But what's odd is, when I left Iris and returned to Hazakura Temple, I didn't see anything near the Dusky Bridge.
You must have had failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there, at the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too.
But that isn't possible.
Order! Order! Order in the court. What does this all mean?
So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon. If that was the case, there should be two sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. But it was stopped snowing. Someone used a snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know.
Then, it still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone who witnessed who could testify to having seen the snowmobile.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that bridge?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame.
Oh god, it's Butts. Yes, it's Butts. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really?
You know of someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder? I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. There are two things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he's an idiot. Second, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder. Something coming to my butts. No. And the second being this individual that I'm thinking of wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he's our kind of idiot. Yeah, okay, I guessed what Edgeworth was about to say.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Damn. Larry Butts, sorry. You're always the butt of the joke.
Take that!
This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc Delarduc's Guide to Obnoxious French Painting.
Okay. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Alice Dooney.
A student? Interesting. But why was he wandering about a boot outside on the night of the murder?
I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him.
Smart thinking, Edgeworth.
He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason. And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him, right here in this courtroom.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I? I believe he is the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
So yeah, so he's in here, and we've all been calling him an idiot. Yeah.
Very well.
Larry, you may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you.
The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see the witness and please see the preparation. Please see to preparing the next witness.
I guess that's proceed to preparing the next witness. Sounds a bit weird. That's not how you say it. I normally say it, right? I would just say, please prepare the next witness. Or please go on to prepare the next witness. I wouldn't say, please see to preparing. This kind of like extra. Extracting the truth from the butts.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess. It's about time. It's about time, eh?
We continued. Ah, man, that was a lot of talking. But it wasn't very long, right? 1 hour 30 minutes. Kind of long. But yeah, still long though. We're just like first half of the trial. We're gonna hydrate and we continue. Doing Edgeworth's voice slightly destroys my throat. It's worth it. February 9th, 11:15 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Wow.
5 locks.
Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until the safety is confirmed.
Her?
Safety of the acolyte.
The acolyte? Ah. She must be talking about Maya. Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Alice Durnim?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. As I thought, no psychologs. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Total 11:36 a.m. Oh. I just because it's getting dark. When it gets dark, it means it's going to rain. When it's going to rain, there's a chance that there will be lightning. If there's a chance of lightning, there will be a chance that it will go kaput. The stream will go kaput, but the recording will still be fine. Okay, nothing to worry about that. Yeah, just giving you a notice, giving everyone a heads up.
Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for a suspicious behavior in the gallery. Suspicious behavior? He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman, armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
Okay.
I can only presume that...
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse of an artist before the court. Loris Dunin, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
Get over here.
It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Ow! Ouch! Your sketch is in your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey, I was just artistic. Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? Look, I'm nothing but a flashing artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, to use the technical term of the color, viridian. Larry? This isn't an art store, now is it? I know. I graduated junior high, okay? Look, it's all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields?
I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. Just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! 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 Okay. Okay, you're gonna hear me saying that a lot, I guess. Whenever Franziska is around, that is the voice acting you're gonna hear. Stop your pathetic blabbing and testify like a man.
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, it was all your fault. Testify now.
Whoa, this is too much for me.
It's all your fault.
You deserve it, or whatever it comes to you. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. I was waiting for it to show up. The teacher died on me. I'm all alone now. Oh no. Gee.
Okay. Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just nobody. Nothing but small, worthless man, aren't I? Why was I asked for my name and occupation or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, I totally forgot, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex.
He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Okay.
Well then, let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time.
Alright, let's see what I saw, yo. He's full of shit, we know. Looking up at the stars that night. Walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. Didn't see anyone at the bridge at that night either. We know whole. It seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with it. I just press everything, I guess. I don't know.
Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
This one single statement is full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse. So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip. Okay, give me a minute. What's this bullshit?
Yes, he is.
Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. A rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? Even if the stars could be seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right? See? You can do it if you try. Ouch! There is only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge. Just press. Larry, really didn't see it. Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see it in the snowmobile.
The virtue is looking like he's gonna strangle someone. Yes, he indeed. Gotta go now, Steve. Good night, and good night. Thank you for dropping by and hanging out for a bit. See you night. See you later. See you tomorrow. I don't know. See you when we see each other, I guess. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile? If you truly have nothing to hide, why are you stammering like you just flew over Cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. I'll need to suffer from a more obvious contradiction. I need to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. You didn't meet anyone. That's right, because I had nothing to do with this. I'm just here to buy some food and pay, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces now.
It appears that simply pressing him is going to be enough, Mr. Ashworth.
Indeed.
Okay. Right, I'm going to... I guess this is the thing then. No to Iris, probably right. There is still like a bit of like a... not directly contradictory. Because the proof doesn't say it was him who wrote this. This is a very easy one. No! Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he did meet someone. I'm dumb. You met Phoenix right.
Objection!
Let me... Larry Butts.
I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, it could be considered a step in the right direction.
Itchy, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me.
However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create.
Oh,
it is raining. Excuse me, I'm gonna like pause the recording, then we'll be back. Alright, I'm back. Let's just continue, like nothing happened.
Whoa. You're totally paying this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual.
You,
Larry Butts.
That's right, me in flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. For now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue, is all I need from you.
Itchy, I think I finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. Anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify.
Well, it's raining pretty hard.
I'm not sure this will go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
Apologies, you're hearing some... Well, not some, a lot of ambient noise going on.
I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash of almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusty Bridge was on fire. There's still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's where I ran into Nick. You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burned out. Like, I was totally gone. Maybe trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry.
It's nothing life-threatening. It just got a cold. I never know with that man if he should be called lucky, unlucky.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
What I saw... Okay, I don't think there's anything wrong with this one. I went to check around 9, so it would be being totally was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. White flash? What would that light flash be? A lightning then? I guess it would be lightning. This light was, of course...
Lightning, like kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot. One of Larry's axes is called Naomi. Hey, I remember again. Anyways,
a big bada boom.
What a little like that.
Whoa, that's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so...
Look out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. Still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick. Still some thunder. Okay. You say it right away, but exactly how long after that strike was that? Lightning fell and then the bridge caught fire. Maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Oh, well, it pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. How did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? I've recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school camping trip can compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Why didn't you call anyone? Why did you go to the bridge? Why didn't you call anyone? Harry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Huh? What do you mean? Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought about doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Yeah, okay. Reason. My reason, isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone. I just didn't have time to... Okay. Okay. Nick showed up less than a minute later. Is that something important? Nick showed up less than a minute later. Is the data accurate though? Were the data accurate? Lightning struck around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. Don't understand. I have no idea. I have to look up this. I don't exactly know what's contradictory, unless the thing that when I ask is wrong. Still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. Yeah, I'll press the other one. I'll change the statement to a different thing. Why did you go to the bridge? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does it mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. Rico, I didn't really want to go out there. If that's the case, why did you change your mind? I'd like to hear your reasoning. Okay. Thought you never get a chance to see something so big burning? Okay, could be the one before this. That's the right one. Let's see, we'll see. Okay, it's not this one. It's the other one. Why didn't you call anyone? Something contradictory with this one. Arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. Do I have evidence with this? In terms of like Iris testimony, photo of Alice, called weather data. shows Hazakura. The snow, the lightning 10 to approximately 11 p.m. Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. There is quite a bit of time. And whilst the murder happened somewhere between that time as well, so good. All adds up. What's the deal though? Apparently it is this, so it is. I'm supposed to show this that contradicts something. My guess is that it's probably lightning struck. Around 30 minutes passed between the fire starting and going out. So there shouldn't be a... I don't know. Nick shouldn't have showed up during that time, maybe? I don't know. That's very weird. We'll see what's the reasoning behind this. Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. But hey, Edgy, you make me sound like I'm sort of alien. Your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for him to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike at Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Yeah, well, it was about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there at around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. That Dick show up and did his falling act. That is impossible. What do you mean? 11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Is it though? Because, you know, the autopsy says between 10 and 11. Anything else says that? Does any evidence that we have currently says that the murder happened at exactly 11 p.m.? No, right? Says, yeah, even if it says it's between 10 and 11, then definitely between 10 and 11. We have definitely after 10 at least. We have evidence pointing out, you know, that people were around at 10 o'clock in the temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There is no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. So yeah, if the murder happened at 11, around 11, then yeah, Butts wouldn't have met Phoenix before 11 p.m. Excuse me, I have an objection.
You do?
Itchy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Lauriston. It has been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11, in which case it could have been earlier than that. Watch your footing there, Miss Franziska von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. But there is still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m. And why not? It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m.
Which means what exactly?
Wright did not see the bridge, but it was being consumed by the flames that night.
I did not see the bridge, but...
Huh? In fact, he did not arrive on the bridge.
He did not arrive on the scene until after the flames have died down. Yeah, it actually is not that burning that much. Okay, I did not remember that one detail about burning bridge. Larry, you arrive at the bridge at 11 p.m. Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during this missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I've just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Help me! Order! Order! Order!
So there was a meeting. So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to the meeting. Felix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes. There's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident?
Yes, witness. Why did you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn?
And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burned out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty. That's what it sounds like. Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about, and even if he is incapable of being so stupid, which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Edgy. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. You sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I may really say it this time. Ah!
Then say it.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. No, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
All right. Okay.
I'm a doonim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipping up. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. Shocked at all I was feeling, I trusted all into the page. I realized it. Flames had gone out, and then he came running up.
Okay.
I suppose artists can be strange folk. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth, from the sound of it.
Mr. Ashworth, has this removed the last of your doubts?
Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains.
What would that be?
This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
You regret this, Edgy?
Well, it sounds like you want to mess with Edgeworth, hey butts? Sketching, eh? Whip out finish, shocking the thing, transfer intact onto the page. Okay, I'm gonna press this. The burning bridge moved you that much, did it? I find it hard to believe.
You more, Edgy. You don't understand me at all. If I see a burning cat, I find myself passing by with tears in my eyes. A mad flow overflow with irresponsible kindness. Use my responsible kindness to fill the page of my notebook.
An artist using a notebook. It's so pathetic. It makes me want to cry myself. I command you to go buy at least a proper sketch pad. What was that? What has that got to do with anything?
I'm not sure if I care for an artist using a notebook for sketching. Proceed, witness.
Clue. Waiting for me to cross-examine this episode or something in the court. Doing artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge was fit up with frenzy of art. Do I have something? Do I have anything? Sketching in front of the bridge. Is that a thing that he can't do or he wasn't actually doing? Sketching. Or is it that, why would he be drawing a burning bridge though, right? So maybe it's... I don't know, man. I'm stumped. Oh, I need to press. Yeah, I thought I pressed the right one. Apparently not. So sketching the burning bridge. The burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You regret this. Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? What you mean?
That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth.
What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what's depicted there.
Look at the sketch.
Harry, one of you, could show us your sketch, please. Well, even I could have imagined it turn out like this. Imagine what? That Laura's Dunham debut would take place here. Today, like...
Oh no.
That is a long thunder. It's a really long thunder. Oh no. Ouch! Show it now. Okay. But still yourselves. This is the world of Laura's Dunham. Okay.
Oh. Well. So this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a lot rich, is it? Your response, Miss Von Hammer.
Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
It's going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Harry? What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate looking figure? You spotted that. I thought you might. However much I want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish she'd take better care of herself and plan our future, you know. What would happen to her if she had injured herself like that? Oh, okay. She flew. Mary, please answer this next question honestly. Okay. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen this silhouette of the defendant
flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames. Yeah, that's what I saw. I drew it. I'm an artist. A real artist.
You. Hi. The girl. She's really high up in this picture.
Mystery deepens.
Ah! What was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that Pico can fly.
Actually, there is some precedent for this. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge. At least, it was really something to see.
There has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back to Earth.
What? Me?
This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination. High force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here.
Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what do you think about my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me.
Horrible sketch of what we saw the night of the crime. Damn, it's not that bad, you know? It's actually pretty good. It's not that bad. It's actually quite artistic, you know? For the beginner, you know? I wouldn't have made something like this though. Not because, you know, I'm that bad, but no, I wouldn't. My creative side won't. I'm not creative. I mostly would draw something as it is. I wouldn't like have an abstract way of expressing art.
Now hurry and cross-examine him.
Okay. Her white hood fluttering. Why she has a... She shouldn't be having a hood though. Right? Iris's hood is not with her, so let's present this. Apparently.
Objection!
So is it? It's bikini flying then, said? Bikini is flying. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being responsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1, that's the truth. If that is truly the case, there's one thing that we can say for certain.
What might that be?
That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand. A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, Host asked me, look, no problem, Daya. You've been here for quite some time. Thank you for hanging out and I guess continuing to lurk. You have the rest of a good work day and have a nice weekend. Tell us, Larry, according to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris my darling hood. It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense bench. Larry, It's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight? What are you talking about? I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Gee, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick, you dog? That's his concern, I guess.
I do believe that his unbelievably mysterious catch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the carpet.
What is it now, Witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come.
Itchy, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What? What is the meaning of your outburst, Witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge, and I, Lawrence Dunham, shall prove it.
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shan't be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. But show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain. You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Indeed. Very painful. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried. I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to find a beautiful crystal sphere up there in the snow. Crystal sphere, oh. Why is Ashworth a good person? Ashworth has always been a good person. Well, not always, but mostly. Hello, Royce. I'm sure that I was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost Crystal Sphere that night. Oh. Updated autopsy report.
A crystal sphere.
This one, pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere. Where did you find it? Let me see. Around here, somewhere. Looks about right. It was half buried in the snow. I pretty much stopped snowing by then. There was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
It's mine, okay? I want it back afterward.
There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood.
What? Blood? You ready, Iggy? Tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's going to push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Lawrence Dunham only a few minutes ago? That wasn't Iris then. It was not Bikini. And the only other person who has a hood on. Bum bum bum. Which Dusky Bridge was already gone. Solvers, officer, all this. Let me find a beauty box, super. Wearing a spare hood. I think this is a statement to press. Right, and then this is the stuff. I have multiple evidences to use, apparently. A chunk. Larry, that night, there was someone. Someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Oh, who was this stupid idiot? Okay. Miss Alice Dunim, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph. Give it back. Ouch. A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I've one just like it on my brooch. It looked nothing alike. In any case, let's take a look at this. This is the victim's staff.
Oh, the crystal sphere. It's gone.
What? 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 What?
What does this mean?
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either.
That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim. Miss Alice Dunim.
A fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that, guys! And this crystal sphere is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Alice Dunim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only people who will accept the explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Do you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case? That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch. What? You mean I'm the killer? No, what? Oh, joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Alice Dunim left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called, there have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Exactly. Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? And prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place. I don't know. I think...
Yes, I can, I guess. Can I prove it? That is an issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case.
You will do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered. But you come as no surprise. Because right now I am Phoenix Wright. And I am indeed cornered, okay?
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. The evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder.
Crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Has her fingerprint on it. I mean, yeah, I can only think about this. Fingers, unless half covered in snow. We present this crystal sphere again because it did mention it's found half covered in snow, and if it was found after the murder, it shouldn't be covered in snow, right? And poorly covered. If it was intentionally covered, it probably would be fully covered, right? So yeah, I would say it's this evidence. Let me see. It's either this. Apparently, it's either the crystal sphere or the crime photo. Why would it be a crime photo though? I guess to indicate that the victim is not covered in snow, but the crystal ball is. I don't know, man. This crystal sphere was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, that would have been game over. So we have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing. On the other hand, let's look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there is no snow on the victim's body.
Oh,
Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What?
we got them in the bag, yo. Order, order, order.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the star's crystal sphere to come loose.
What could that have been?
The sphere. There's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
I didn't think about that.
I guess it could be. The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish? Is Von Karma? Can I jump in the most intense part? Yes. Hello, Jazz. It is the most intense part. Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. It's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was a murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost. The moment of a blade's insertion,
If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, the Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. Yes, not is there the murder weapon being removed? Okay. You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Alice Dunham's body was found in Hazakura Temple. It takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of events is also perfectly plausible.
No, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. To show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
Tracks photo? I think it's the only possible thing that it can, carry a body. Yeah, tracks photo. I feel like I've been to jury and I zonked out the whole time. No worries, Jazz. It's okay. Just enjoy the moment. On that snowy night, there's one way that the body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. It could also have been used to carry a body.
Order! Oh, yeah!
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've tucked yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, defense has proven something else entirely. They've shown that this case requires further investigation. For what? Where was the victim, Alice Dunham, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Damn, get it, Edgeworth. Itchy, thank you.
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it to right. Really? That's what this was all about? Could have just told me that from the very beginning. I would have had Francie ouch! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by. Oh, sure, Fancy! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. You're an affront to all the legal systems. Ow! 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 Ow!
Posture check.
I demand satisfaction.
I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have this words here today been the truth or lies? It's time we gather into this courtroom. These are the matters that shall be addressed. I'm counting on through the investigations by both the defense and the prosecution.
With this, the rest is up to you, right?
Court is now adjourned.
So we're hitting ignoring and knocking out of witness. Yes, we're ignoring all that. Don't you know this is how the Ace Attorney land works? All this physical abuse on witness, on the judge, on the defense, nothing. It's all cool. You can do anything in the court in this world. But yes, this will be it. I think we're done with the trials. Save. So yeah, thank you so much for all those that are watching on the VOD. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and we're continuing this next session, which will most likely be final second session, and we'll have a final of the final session for the entire trilogy. Gonna miss this first 3 games. It has been quite a journey, but yes, when all good journeys have to end. But yes, so that will be it. Right. See you next time. Take care, stay hopeful, but be critical. Bye bye.